How do we understand in this question of who killed Malcolm X? Earlier, Dr. Wesley Muhammad was here, and he says that given the evidence, given the clear role that the FBI played, the clear role of COINTELPRO, that it would be at this juncture in history irresponsible to blame the nation for this, and instead to look to these outside forces. To what extent can we say that this is a government job? This is not about an internal dispute with the nation, that this isn't about a private beef, that this is a government project to dismantle Black progress?
Well, with all due respect to Wesley, Wesley is an apologist for the nation. He's a professional apologist. I mean, I'm not trying to go in on Wesley, but I mean, Wesley is what he is. There's no evidence for what he says. He's a propagandist. He'll resort to pure mendacity if he has to. I mean, he said earlier that Malcolm at one time referred to Elijah Muhammad's mistresses as wives. I'd like to see where Malcolm ever said that, Wesley. I mean, produce your evidence. Allah says in the Quran, "Hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin." Let them produce their proof if what they say is true.
First, understand that Abdul Rahman Muhammad, even though he's the face and we follow him through 6 episodes, he was window dressing, with due respect. He was representing the research of 2 white people. If you saw these 2 white people as the authors of the show, we today would be disinclined from gobbling it up.
Facts.
So they hid behind the black face of a non-historian, Abdul Rahman Muhammad.
I mean, he's gone on a whole campaign. In fact, one of the reasons why this documentary had to appear when it did is that the Nation of Islam, in the absence of real scholarship and real empirical evidence, in the absence of that, the Nation of Islam over these last couple of decades have been weaving this bogus narrative. No, brother, it's very clear who was responsible for the assassination of Malcolm X. We've established it.
Doc, my last question, I know we're winding down. What are your thoughts about the Netflix series Who Killed Malcolm X, or Who Shot Malcolm X? It was a Netflix series. I think it was maybe 6 or 7 part series. And I'm pretty sure you got a whiff of it or saw it. But what are your thoughts on that series?
Oh, I've studied it.
You studied it
in great detail. The Netflix series is a textbook example of a particular intelligence operation called a limited hangout. Limited hangout is an operation that both the FBI and the CIA, but mainly the CIA, engages in. Limited hangout is an intelligence operation in which the agency will disclose a lesser crime publicly in order to conceal a greater crime. So it will, in a limited fashion, hang out guilt of one thing, the aim of which is to capture the attention of the people and then mislead them away from discovering the bigger picture. That's what Netflix's Who Killed Malcolm is. How do we know that? We can identify it as an intelligence operation, limited hangout, because of all of the intelligence people that participated in the show. Intelligence bossy operative Tony Bowser, Arthur Fulton, FBI agent, Gary Future, bossy agent, John Fox, FBI historian. The number of intelligence personnel who participated in the Netflix series Who Killed Malcolm X is proof positive that this was an intelligence operation, specifically a limited hangout. The focus of the series was William 25X Bradley. And the little bit of disclosures, the hangout, the limited hangout, is the time that was spent revealing the FBI's and Bossy's surveillance of Malcolm. Okay. So they gave us that. So all of this was dangled out, right? This is the limited hangout. And so I had Muslims calling me excited, thinking that through Netflix, the devil has finally come forward. Well, no, except in a limited way. When you get to episode 5 and 6, all of the focus is on William 25X Bradley, the alleged shotgun shooter. But all of the focus is on his relationship to Muhammad Maz number 25 in Newark. What they deceptively left out was William 25X Bradley's relationship to the New York Police Department and Abdul Rahman Muhammad. He was window dressing. He was representing the research of two white people.